All right, well, this is gonna go on YouTube, so we're gonna make sure it goes on YouTube. So welcome to Furina Story Quest. We're gonna start now.
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
You didn't have to be so direct.
Karma's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see.
Okay, just gotta make sure everything was looking okay.
Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Uh, Genshin teaching me another word, and I feel like that's one I should know. Lucrative? Producing a great deal of profit. Oh, I'm not gonna consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the
Time
situation?
to bust out the Oreos. I didn't put it in auto. Everything's going wrong. It's been
To
too
put
long.
it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
Is it gonna be my girl
That's
Furina?
right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job.
Stop.
There are only a few days left
Stop.
until the performance. If they can't find
She's gonna
someone in
slay at
time,
it. She's
they'll
gonna be
probably
so
have to
good.
postpone the show. And delays
But
tend
would
to
she
create
want an
all
act?
sorts of
Like,
new
no.
problems.
If you think about it,
Got it. Oh, this one's
would
easy.
she want to act?
What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas?
But then again, maybe she
Even if we
would.
took the commission, neither of us have any
Like,
experience starring in
after
musicals.
acting for 500 years, would you want to go into acting? Maybe to act as other people and have different life experiences.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there.
Okay,
Maybe
Mr.
you
Big
can't fill
Built
the role
Man, that's me.
yourselves, but you might be able to help
Literally
him figure out
me
another
with blonde
solution.
hair and blonde eyes and blonde
Maybe
eyebrows.
there's something he hasn't thought of.
His eyebrows aren't. He's not blonde though.
It's that guy, huh? No wonder. He looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Okay.
Payment approved. Let's go. Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Or no.
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow. Sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already.
Well, I
But
mean,
to answer your question, neither of
we
us have any
literally
experience in musicals.
we got famous day
But we
one.
heard that you're in a bit of a
Fontaine,
bind, so we
hello.
figured we could at least try
Get it
to
together,
help you think
Paimon.
of a solution.
I
I
need to
see.
get my.
It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
Yeah, we feasting. Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees? Not the Traveler being a financial advisor.
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts.
So no one's getting paid.
All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
The Phantom Troop?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Y'all can read. Catherine.
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform. The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
What happened to your saving fund?
Please.
You can use your
there's no
saving
need to
fund,
go
girl.
that
Don't come for
far.
me. You're the one
I
offering
wouldn't
money,
feel
not me.
right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
How do we find someone who's a good fit for the role?
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
I should have waited. One moment. Great minds think alike.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she's
Okay.
really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
And you're not wrong.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
No, baby.
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performing.
Quite
on stage
literally
before,
not
but
joking.
Luna's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner.
Wait.
She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
So everyone in Fontaine knows she's no longer the Hydro Archon? I feel like I missed the part. So, like, the people of Fontaine, what? Because they don't know about Nouvellette being the Hydro Sovereign. So what do they believe in now? Alright, whatever. Are you prepared to do whatever it takes?
Well, yes, but...
No buts, Lawweek. Yes or no?
Fair enough.
Okay.
I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have
I'm gonna
Lady
wait.
Furina star
Even
in our
enjoy
show.
my bread right now.
I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be
Coffee.
delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day.
Really?
Of course.
Oh, I'm gonna
it
make
all
her dreams come
depends on
true.
whether she's interested.
Gonna be
She
so
might consider this
interested.
opportunity beneath her.
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her.
Facts.
Besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
It'll be good to check in on her.
Thank you for
Yes,
your
it
help.
would be. That's what
I
I'm here
guess I'll
for.
just stay here and
But
wait
honestly,
for the
give
good news.
2 shits less about your
Good
play.
luck.
No offense.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays?
Yes, where does she
used to
live?
live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's moved out, right?
Yep.
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can
She
provide it
updated
to
her
you.
address with the Adventurers Guild.
Ooh,
It's like an
when
ID.
did you get here?
She lit.
I came over when things were starting to sound more
Time
promising.
on. Shut up.
I thought I should be at the
When did you
ready in
get
case
here?
my assistance
As if
is
she wasn't
needed.
5 feet away.
It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Furina. Back in a jiffy.
Furina just be giving her address out to the Adventurers Guild. In case y'all need me.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
I honestly expected her to live like in the outskirts of
Not that
Fontaine.
there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Ah! Okay, Gwen did copy
Hey,
that
girl.
First Catherine and now you.
Oh my goodness, I love her.
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of
Wow,
macaroni,
her
so I went
personality
to
is
grab
so
a few more
different.
bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Don't you get sick of macaroni every day? How do you know she's been eating macaroni?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can
Facts.
have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Macaroni and tomato sauce. Are we talking about the macaroni, like... Okay, well that's why it's called macaroni. Because the pasta is called macaroni. Okay, anyways. Is it because you have to do all your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or blubber profiteroles in no time
Blubber
if I felt
profiteroles.
so inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace.
I love you. I would
First, be
literally
clear
never.
that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way.
Nope. We're actually here to
We're
invite
sorry. Don't be
you.
mad.
Paimon was just showing concern for your well-being. I explained myself for Paimon.
Exactly what the traveler said. Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec. You weren't exactly holding back either.
That's not important right now.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Oh, wow. She doesn't even have a vision? Then how are we playing as
Don't
her?
worry. It's nothing that serious. It's just very specific.
You're the only
and
person
you're
for the
one
job.
with the power to...
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture.
She's probably so
about
happy
your
to feel still
attitude just
helpful.
now.
Like, needed.
So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific?
Specific. I tell Furina about the troops' plans for its final
I
performance.
see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all,
Well, you thought we
I
did.
was once the
Oh.
brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
Okay.
But given the present circumstances,
Wait, why?
I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
Yeah, you just said.
True, but I have made a decision to
And that's what I
retire
thought.
from the stage.
That's
Although
genuinely
I
what I
am no
thought.
longer required
that's
to
fine.
play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
Yep.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of
That's
course,
fair.
that can't be undone now.
That's what I saw coming.
It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
That's fair. I love that for you.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Paimon, that is so inconsiderate.
Whether it's a one-off or
You said
not,
no.
it's a boundary that
Exactly.
I'm committed to no
Stand your
longer
ground,
cross.
Furina. Paimon,
If
shut the
I
fuck
make
up.
an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place.
Yep,
So I'm
love
not
that.
going to perform, and that is that.
Okay.
Yes,
guess
ma'am.
There's no convincing you. Well,
There was no. Yeah, I didn't even try to convince her. You did.
About the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Do you? Maybe.
Nope.
But
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since
Why would you
I'm
say that?
just an
Absolutely
ordinary
not.
person now,
False information.
they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
Didn't assume the worst of people.
True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm
You
dying
literally
from
saved
embarrassment just thinking
Fontaine.
about it. Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree.
You're getting
I
her
don't
mad.
want this job,
Gonna
nor
get
do I
pissed.
know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh.
No, you
wish
can
I
turn
could
that time
help,
on. I don't
really.
care.
But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Shut up.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right then, we'll see you around, Furina.
Toodaloo to you too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
I want to hang out with Furina. Fuck the commission. Like, tough titties. Go find your own actress. I want to go try Furina's macaroni.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision.
Bitch, I respected it from the get-go. You're the one that was
Thought of
pushing her.
performing brings up too many
Putting
painful
words in my
memories
mouth.
now.
Come on, shut up. Don't even talk to me right now. None of them believed you, sir. What happened?
What's going on? Are they arguing?
No, maybe she's a new actress. Actress? Out and coming actress?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's
You made her
clearly
mad.
flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Oh.
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry. I
Not
was just dealing with
Catherine
a
being
little
just there.
misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Furina go?
But like, Furina?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I'm glad we didn't
I see.
let those reasons.
Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original
He
cast
was pissed.
always the dream,
He
of
was mad at you,
course.
sir. Lawwick.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Oh my god, what is that?
Imagine if we had managed to convince Furina to join, only for her to find out she's no longer needed. That's directed. Go ahead and turn until that Paimon.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Dude, get the school eye.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking. Calm down. So,
Paimon, oh my
guess we
god,
can
she's
consider this
really
case
pissing me
closed now,
off
huh?
in this story quest, and I don't know why. She's
But the
annoying
fact
the
that we
hell
failed
out of
to
me.
complete
Everything
the
she's saying.
commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness... So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team
I
is
didn't mean to
putting
click
everything
it.
they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been
She
taking a
looks
new
like
medication from the
an
doctor,
NPC that
and it's
died.
working
What's
brilliantly.
her name?
I'll definitely be able to tough it
Desiree?
out until the performance day.
Is that the daughter?
I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home. myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
right.
let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
I'm on. Wait here a second.
Sure.
Where am I going?
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
Stop. This is gonna make me cry. This is gonna make me cry.
I'm coming. No need to drag me.
He wants to be part of it.
Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded
No, but
things.
everything you said was fair.
And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down.
Oh, you
I'm
don't
sorry,
have
Paimon.
to. Do not apologize to that girl. She does not deserve your
That's
apology.
totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
But you should have, Furina, because she was literally coming for your decision. I'm sorry for Paimon. You should be apologizing.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you.
Yeah, that's
And then,
embarrassing.
to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that, and no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe.
Is she gonna be the
And
director?
tragically, she
Is that how she gets into
was a
directing?
victim in the serial
Stop.
disappearances case.
What?
Stop.
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to
Stop.
their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied
That's nice.
many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe.
Aw.
She wrote her own scripts,
Is she
acted
gonna
on
take over
stage,
this troupe?
and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can.
Well,
But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing, but ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
that's so sad.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well,
That's
good
very
thing
nice.
I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no
Gonna
longer
be,
stand
she's
by
gonna
and do
direct it.
nothing.
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer
She's not gonna
looking for a
act
replacement
anymore.
anyway.
She's gonna direct
I
stuff.
can, however,
Once she gets
provide
into
some
directing.
artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, the
most
music, the
definitely.
music cut
We'll
in.
take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
Not at all.
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your
I
late
can't stop
director.
smiling. I love her so
Something I've begun
much.
to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
Wow, she grew so much. A verdict can bring emotional. I feel like I should know what that word is. Catharsis. Process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotion. Why didn't it pick that up? They come pouring out and flow away into infinity.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines
Okay,
for their
Miss
late director.
Frenchy.
Things such
Take
as this
par
I've never
exemple.
witnessed before. And so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
I love
Not a
that.
fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
Shut up.
No. This is a completely
is.
different situation. Pearls before swine.
What is that?
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are. All right,
Girl,
follow me.
anything you ask of me,
We'll go to our
I'd be
usual
there.
practice
You want to hide a
space.
body? Let's
Please
go.
Excuse the size.
You want me to be an
It's
actor?
a little on
Let's
the
go.
smaller side.
You need a stool? I don't know. Stool's kind of crazy. But for Furina? How cute.
Huh? Lady Furina?
Miss
What's Lady
Furina.
Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Lady... Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
Exactly.
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't
Oh,
thank you
that
enough.
too.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just
Yeah,
here to
we
join in
literally
on the
solved
fun.
like one of the biggest cases in Fontaine.
So you were saying
Oh, you don't
the
know.
Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So
I love this
if we can bring it
soundtrack
to the
so
stage
much.
and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problems.
Yeah, We've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about.
Okay.
The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family.
Well, we actually know
She
one.
longed to
I've
live
personally never
just
played
like
that
any
quest,
other
but
human.
I know that there is
And
one.
sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's where it stopped.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
That would be better.
And one last
I
thing.
don't know if
We're
life's the
still
tragedy
waiting on
considering
confirmation from two of our
everyone
main
thought they were gonna
actors.
die.
The first is
I don't
Paulo,
know how long
who
ago.
plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him.
Oh,
The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since.
oh.
He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises.
Oh.
All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing.
Fair.
But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson? Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Why she make that face?
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Imagine it's not.
Who is it?
Oh.
It's me. Is the script ready?
Oh, that answers it.
Came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now.
It's me.
Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show.
Well, I mean,
Even once he's
yeah.
done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Palo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel
Oh,
free to
she
take a
doesn't
stroll
want
around
to run
town in
into
the meantime.
Navia?
I've
Why?
made all the arrangements already.
Does she feel guilty?
It's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Your fault.
Must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a
Good
very
job,
good
Navia.
point.
Love you.
But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
That's fair.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done.
And I love that she's the kid. She's, I
brings
feel like,
me
the
to why
only
I'm here.
character here that could say that. Well, not
think you
really,
should
it's Fontaine,
probably know
but
that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of
wow,
you,
there's people
Navia.
that blame her.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president
I mean, I
of
don't
Spina
blame
di
them, but
Rosula,
damn,
after all. Like my father
feel
before
horrible
me.
for her.
Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Thank you, Navia. Love you. You're literally the
Off
best.
we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
And I'm honored that you would call me a friend.
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
Another word to learn today, friends. Cruel and bitter criticism, or sulfuric acid. Unleash a tirade of sulfuric acid. I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's. Probably not.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me.
If anybody comes for my girl Furina, I swear to God, I will swing hands. Swing hands.
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful.
Y'all want to go?
I used to be
Y'all wanna
terrified
go?
of the gaze of other people.
Because I will throw y'all
Especially
into
when
that
they
water,
had
even though y'all don't turn into
suspicion
Oceanus
or
anymore,
resentment
okay?
in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I got you,
I'm
Furina.
surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
They basically say, we say that both of them anyway, basically, right? I feel like this one's better.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
I
There
love
seems
her
to be a crowd gathering
so
over there.
much. They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Can't believe. Like, I will. Wanna. Tell me you wanna go for Furina. Tell me right now.
Hey there!
You too, Granny.
Feeling lucky?
Ain't nobody safe, okay? Y'all come for Furina? Y'all getting blasted. You lucky I don't have Kave. I will delete you, Granny. Think you're innocent? She even nodded. Ma'am?
Feeling lucky? Hey there!
Don't test me. But I'll see myself out. Y'all too.
Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Umbrella warfare, I guess, bitch. Boom. I'm so happy I invested in this girl. $25 worth of an umbrella I can shoot.
Sorry.
Bam.
You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all
No, I'm
this
glad
heavy
you
stuff
are.
on you.
I love this. I love trauma dumping. This is how we bond.
don't mind.
Trauma buddies.
It's actually refreshing
Trauma
to see a
bonding.
different side of you.
Also true.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just
Never.
yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You are only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. No, but I can see why she feels the way she feels. I don't think I would say this.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth.
You
I
know,
became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
think of your freedom as your reward.
Reward?
You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore, and because you can finally speak your heart. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
Thank you. Girl, go with Lovic. You are not needed here. So annoying. I'm not even going to fan Paimon.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right,
Yep.
It's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Oh, Furina. Literally, definitely my top 3 favorite characters of Genshin. She's just so well written. Yeah, top 3. Her,
Didn't you say you
Nahida,
needed to watch what you eat?
and honestly,
You're
probably
supposed to be
Navia.
cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips.
Oh,
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
oh!
Are you
This
kidding me
man.
right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
He's like,
I've spent
my
my
character
whole
can have
life
diabetes.
battling the effects
Yours
of ill
can't.
health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all
That's
the time.
preach.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back. Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
sorry.
The boar is
The boar
crazy.
not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
Okay.
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid.
That was wild.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
That's
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the
no
troop was
longer
like your home.
want Furina to do this.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore.
What? Excuse? Oh fuck, baby, no. Who is your family? Who is your? We about to go find them. I have Navia, and she has the umbrella ready and loaded.
I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and
Dude,
trying to manage
what?
my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time.
And they said leave. Deal with that on your own. Dude, no effing way.
It was like that until the director found me one day.
Dude,
She told me I had a
what
great
kind of...
voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes.
Wow, that pissed me off.
She took me under
Wow,
her
her
wing,
family's
taught me to
trash.
both sing and act, helped me find more
I
after
can't
my
believe.
meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so
I literally
proud to
drank
call
coffee.
her
Why
our
am I tired?
director.
Why am I yawning?
I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage.
Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck is Fontaine? Literally, what the fuck is this city?
The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran
Dude,
away.
oh my
I lost all
god.
faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my
How
life.
interesting
I
that
was
the
somewhere
director
I
doesn't
felt
have a name.
safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group
Did they say
parted
her name at the
ways.
beginning? I
The
honestly
day
don't
you
remember.
hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I?
There's
Yes, the
breathing
script, of
heavy
course.
in my ear.
Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script.
You changed the whole script?
I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story.
Okay.
A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, She makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
Whoa.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me.
Yeah, that's wild.
And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city.
Oh?
We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because...
Sir, calm your breathing.
Speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aureli.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel.
You guys all look the same age.
I did tell her how I felt once.
And to me, in my head, it sounded like she was way older than you guys.
She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life.
And baby, it was not you.
That day will never
come. Let me tell you, it was not you.
Paulo. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aureli. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Villemont.
Where he at?
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
Delphi, Are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
He stay coming for his body shaming. Gang pulling up.
Ugh, as if this journey wasn't tough enough
I feel
already
that.
without
Ugh.
a roadblock.
Don't worry, we should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into Indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
The look we're giving her. Like, remember you said that?
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway.
Right.
As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
The look we're giving her is crazy.
So smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Let's hit her with some French. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
I literally passed this tent. You trifling.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
I can explain. We've been
Is it
rounding up
normal
the
for me to
whole
be there too?
troop.
What about me?
We now have everyone except you.
Sylvie explains the whole
So-
blah, blah, blah.
You think knowing the truth about the doctor's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone?
How to get comfy. Ass was going to
I
sleep.
care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're
Well,
on
baby.
stage.
Fiamma,
Hate to break it to you.
avoiding the truth will not help anyone.
There's already conflict
Unless you
between
mean to
y'all.
suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
Listen, Fiamma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one.
oh.
As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales,
Oh,
but donations from the
donations.
audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized
It was
the
primordial.
drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
State of euphoria, but it also causes significant harm to the body. Damn.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
You brought the director to the attention of the scent dealers. Your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Or you all could have died.
Listen to him! You need to stay calm!
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life.
Well, she said she saw
He
you
has
as a
the gall to
brother,
try and
dude.
high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake
You
of
have
the
no
show.
shot with her.
How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, what do you want him to do?
I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director.
Yeah, like, what do you
What
want
good is
from
my
him?
apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back.
Wow, the voice acting in
Beat
this
me
one
up if
was
you
so
want.
good.
Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out
Whoa.
of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you!
Yeah, pipe
Can
down.
you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
Preach, Furina.
You're right.
Preach.
I'm sorry.
You better be.
On stage,
Can't
the
believe.
lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center
Exactly.
of
Otherwise,
attention.
she would have acted herself.
I can
If she was
tell
the
how much
director.
she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters.
Yep.
To shield you all from the storms
And
that rage in the
Polil,
world
Polel,
outside.
whatever your name is, brothers
That's how
and
you should
sisters.
remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already?
Exactly.
After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other.
Well,
If you really hate each
Furina.
other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you?
I love her so
You care too much
much.
about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Don't get her mad.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again.
Aww.
If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
She sounded like a mom.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm
That you were in love with your
truly
sister?
sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
Okay, but like
So,
him,
the
like
ending.
understand
What are we gonna do about it?
blaming himself for
Clearly,
her
everyone
death.
needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray.
True.
The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
Right. Might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims.
Oh, right.
If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of
Are we
what she
going
went
back?
through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now and wait for our good news.
Good job, Furina. What a good ass. Ugh. Wow. There, Melody.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case?
Yes, please.
But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application.
Wow.
Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
I love her voice. Please hold on. Please hold on. Please. Wait.
So,
A moment.
this is all Aurelie left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary.
Oh, a diary.
Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions.
Whoa.
She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
Yep.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Something
Her
wrong?
handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps the 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday, but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. I've long since lost track of time. Sorry. I don't know if writing this is of any use or how much longer I can do it for. I can already see my fate approaching, but what terrifies me even more, the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Yeah, that'd be horrible. Have I truly protected them? Sorry, I'm so sorry. I can write no more. I think I have a fever. My old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Cressy. The pain keeps her awake all night. Ooh. I suppose they think that anything goes as long as the experimental subjects can be used up before they die. It's so damp here. I have given her my blanket. So cold. Oh, that's not what it said. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this, troop, safe, I am important. Please farewell, apologize. Life perform, future regret, Cleo. Page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. So these are the words that can be made out. From this page onward, the diary stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings, others as hint. Where'd she get newspaper clippings? It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often and that this was personal notebook of artistic director Aurelie. Please, if anyone sees this, make sure the troop is safe and let them know and please bid them farewell and apologize and to continue to live their life, perform, and something about their future.
She was so terrified.
Had to wait for her own death in silence. Yeah, that's horrible.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been.
Yeah, that must have been scary as hell.
Wait, this part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Flipping through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are two lines. Aurelie has written in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. It's truly what you want. Because I am an older sister to them, I love them. Was she actually an Oceanid? She was aware.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision, even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well.
Yeah.
She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love, and she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Dun, 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 dun. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words, some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. The music, not fitting at all. Finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance to make
How
this
is he
show
supposed
worthy
to
of
be
our
the
director.
antagonist? He gonna be the only motherfucker that's polluting the water?
I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Fair.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this
Can we
will
watch
turn out
it?
to be
I wanna
the
watch.
most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
I wanna watch it.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Because they were putting their heart and soul into it.
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role. Pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are
I cannot say how much
Thank you for the
I
vote
love
of
her
confidence, Miss
enough.
Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal.
Okay.
During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
You won't get recognition for it.
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I
Wow.
have no objection to it.
That's really big of her.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which
He's gonna
I,
give
of
them
course,
the
mean
best
the
final
opera
performance of
epiclese.
their fucking life.
Whoa, wait, what?
That's right, baby.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of
Baby.
us.
What
Do
are
you
you
see who
afraid
you're
of?
talking to?
Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
Exactly.
No, that's not what I
Okay
meant.
then. Settled.
It's supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home, baby. Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you?
Y'all better agree because y'all have no choice. Furina said it, we doing it. If Furina said it, it's a go. If she even hints at it, it's a go.
I'll take your silence as a yes.
If she blinked twice,
Thank you
it's
for
a go.
giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If
Put
you
on the
mess
pressure,
this
she
up,
said.
It'll reflect poorly on me too.
Oh.
Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
You get to see Novelet. I can't wait to see his reaction of like Furina doing something. I'm sorry. What? A daily commission? Bruh. Did I pull out his man? Hey.
Look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
Hey there, Mr. Novelet.
I knew you'd be here.
They know each other so
I'm
well.
here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
They're besties. I know they're besties. Them two are besties. No one can convince me otherwise. I know Furina's the one that convinced him to put on eyeliner and actually taught him how to do his hair.
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
He's like, no explanation needed. Go ahead.
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I must say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
I love the relationship so much. Literally her father.
What do you mean?
That's literally your dad.
Do I look excited?
I don't care if that's her dad.
Yes.
Oop. Sorry.
This is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Oh?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist, Cleo, are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role.
Oh, this is gonna make me cry.
It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions.
That's fair.
Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors
Very true.
or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalette.
Yeah, thank you. Hug him.
You are very welcome.
Thank you. I want to go have tea with him. Let's have tea, Novelette. I'm ready. Tea?
Many people were once enthralled by Lady Furina's performances, myself included. I hope that one day she'll be able to understand that our appreciation was always sincere.
That's so sweet. I want to do a character tier list, story-wise, but I kind of
Good
need
news,
a...
everyone. It's
One moment.
done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiumali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Coming for their lives.
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far.
Y'all have.
I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
How long has it been?
It's amazing! Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up!
I'm really looking forward to the final production. I
Please
am,
feel
actually.
free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here.
Oh, it's
Time
Loic.
to practice the opening number.
Can we hear it? I love her as a director. It fits her so well. Wow, what a nice little wig. The costume's kind of crazy. Oh, not everybody doing their own little...
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for
Oh,
her
village
crimes.
chief.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Oh.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Where's Nouvellette?
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time.
Hey, wait. Go to the bathroom. BRB. We're back. I should have read what she said because I forgot.
What should we do? It's
Wait!
Why does it
Oh,
have
she's
to be
flaring
now?
up.
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
Oh my god.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing
He has an
your symptoms?
uncurable disease.
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
Don't get on her.
I've let everyone down.
The hell?
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Oh my
Say
god.
no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets. Myself
Oh, is she actually gonna sing?
Leave it to me. I've watched
I'm
you
so
rehearse many
excited.
times. I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director.
Yep.
What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Furina.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Is it just me or is her back skull? Why is it glowing? It hasn't been glowing at all before, right? Stop. Stop, 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 stop. I don't think I can handle this. Stop. Cutscene? It's the song.
Is she here yet?
Let's get here!
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
Wow.
What about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas. Seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie. Tout
Oh, Furina.
je suis seule et toujours là. À voir le monde et sa beauté. Et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
No, we're not crying. I cried too much during Act 5. Hello. You're not crying today. Wait. Did she get her vision? Did she just get a vision? Where's Nouvelette? I want to see him up and clapping, please.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
Yes, it was. Give her respect.
She hasn't been seen
Applaud.
for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere. Gotta say though,
My God.
her acting skills are as superb as ever.
He wasn't
The
acting.
little Oceanid,
That was like
Cleo,
heart.
played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that
Traveler, hug her.
it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally,
Hey.
we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh well. You deserve it. You deserve it.
So it was Furina after all.
She's back.
She's literally the best character ever. She deserves all the love.
Honestly, what is he doing?
All of it.
He should have run that by me first.
Too bad.
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This
Group
was a
hug.
group decision. We just
Group
didn't want
hug.
your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yep.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for
Aww.
this yet.
It's no big deal.
Oh, I love her. I love her so much. At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all.
Anyways.
Let's talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show. It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one
She
popped
did!
out
She
of the
got
air.
her vision!
Oh, that. I've got no idea what happened there either. But it worked
Furina!
pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Yes!
Let's go check
Ah!
on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Girl, you have a vision!
Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we
That song has
accomplished
so
what we
much more
set out
meaning
to
for
do.
it, for me now. I loved that so much.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end.
Okay.
I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
No, you're fine.
Don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it.
Yes, they did.
I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect
I
things
still
to
can't.
go
Her
smoothly in
life,
life.
she's the only one.
I'm just
Well, not
happy
really.
to know that we went
But I
out
feel
on
so
a
bad
high
for her.
note. That's all that matters.
Her
Blaming
family's
your bad
trash.
luck again, are we?
Hate your family.
Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Yellowwick, shut up.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking
Are they
about.
hinting of something right now?
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Y'all remind me of the other two from jail.
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on,
I just want to hang
the
out with you
reputation of
more.
your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to.
True.
You could capitalize on the rave reviews and
Yup,
license
yup.
the little Oceanit to the bigger theater troops out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
They're gonna be like, we
No,
don't want.
We should still disband.
What?
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Fair.
But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You
So
should
happy
do
she
it.
got her vision
It
that
suits
way.
you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well.
Oh, that's sweet.
What about you, Miss Furina? Any future plans?
Directing more shows.
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go until I finally acquiesce.
Oh my god, another day of another word. Thank you, Furina. What the say? Acquiesce. Accept something reluctantly, but without protest. Thank you for that, Genshin.
You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
You deserved it. You made
Quite all
that
right.
play what it was.
No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to
Yeah, it
pretend to be
is.
someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself.
Yeah.
So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
There's no need to draw lines in the sand. Just do whatever feels right to you.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time I'll invite you to join me. Yes, I want to travel with you.
Then it's a deal.
Yay!
If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
A gift from the god, but we don't have a hydro god anymore. So who gave you your vision?
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands.
Oh.
Is that how humans feel about it as well?
Furina. The amount of love I have for Furina is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I loved it. I loved every single little bit of that. And am I going to use a singular wish to try to get the verdict? Yes, I am. Because this is the one. Right?